Hi friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. When my mom introduced us to people, she always said, "This is Cassidy, our little doctor in the making." If I was there too, she'd just say, "And this is her sister." No name, no details, just me in the background, like I didn't matter. At first, I thought maybe I was just being sensitive. But then came Cassidy's high school graduation in the summer of 2019, Charleston, South Carolina. Everyone arrived wearing bright dresses and big smiles. Even the cake didn't have my name on it. During her speech, my mom said, "To my brightest light." I was standing next to the food table, pretending not to care. After that, I stopped asking questions. I didn't ask why they never posted about my art school scholarship, why they never drove to Asheville to see my student shows, or why I wasn't on the holiday cards anymore. I still remember the Christmas card from 2021. They all wore matching green sweaters, even the cat. Where I used to be in the photo, now it was just Cassidy in the center, holding the cat. My parents stood on each side, smiling like it was a magazine shoot. They didn't crop me out. They took a whole new photo, without me. No one said I was out of the family. But I realized, being erased doesn't need drama. It just needs quiet, polite distance. My name is Ren Holloway, and if you ask my mom, she'll say she has one daughter. Then last Tuesday, I got an email. Not from my family, of course not. It came from the University of Charleston's alumni office. Cassidy's college, not mine. The subject said, "You're invited, class of 2025 commencement highlights." I was about to delete it, then something caught my eye. Keynote speaker, major contributor, tech supporter, identity coming soon. I clicked. Scrolled past the balloons and parking maps. Then I saw it. A blurred silhouette with this caption, "Keynote investor, CEO of a fast-growing medtech startup in rural America." No name yet, but many thought it was me. My heart didn't know if it should stop or race. No one knew I was behind Riverstone Diagnostics. I built it quietly, under a different name, through private investments and small clinic deals. I never wanted attention. I just wanted peace. Until now. A few hours later, another email popped up. This one wasn't meant for me. It was a messy chain of messages from my Aunt June and other relatives, pictures of Cassidy's graduation dress, the brunch menu, seating plans, and one line from my mom. "Make sure Ren doesn't find out. We don't want anything ruining Cassidy's big day." Ruining. That word hurt more than any insult. They hadn't forgotten me. They had planned around me not being there. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel sad. I felt colder, sharper. I wasn't going to crash the graduation. No. I was going to buy the building next door. That night, I sat alone. No lights, no music, just the fridge humming and my laptop screen glowing. Their words played in my mind like an old cassette. "She ruins things. She makes it about herself." And I believed them. Not all at once, but over time, like water wearing down a rock. Until I didn't know if the voice in my head was mine or theirs. Maybe I was the problem. Maybe skipping birthdays and hiding behind fake names was cold. Or maybe, it was how I survived. Even now, I wasn't sure. I looked at myself in the laptop screen. Tired eyes, a hoodie over my messy bun. The Riverstone Diagnostics logo faint in the dim light. This is who I had become. The girl they said dropped. She never got to see any of this, but that note, it felt like she meant for me to find it right then, almost like she planned it. Just then, my phone lit up. A message from Owen, my CTO, Investor Summit confirmed, same campus, same weekend, you in? That's when it hit me, Cassidy's graduation was the same day, same time, just across the quad. It felt like life had come full circle, and now, I was finally in the center. I opened 2 browser tabs, one for the summit schedule, one for the graduation guest page. I used a fake name to get a front row seat, not to speak, not to cause a scene. Just to watch. Not to be seen by them, the ones who acted like I never existed. I wasn't going back to ask for a seat at their table, I was going to own the building next door. At 2:07 a.m., I got 2 emails, summit seat confirmed, graduation seat confirmed. 2 events, 1 weekend, same place, and I had a foot in both worlds. I used just my initials, WH, for the graduation ticket. I didn't want attention, not yet. I just wanted to be close enough to see their faces when they realized I never really disappeared. The next morning, I packed light, one black blazer, one simple dress, and the same shoes I wore the day I first pitched Riverstone. No one had asked about my degree. I didn't have one. What I had was results, real numbers, a clear plan, and the will to make it happen. On the train, I saw the old science building, the one I used to nap in, the same one where Cassidy told her friends I was just a dropout following her around. Now, my name was quietly listed in the summit booklet, next to keynote. At the graduation venue, an usher scanned my ticket and smiled. "This seat was reserved early, someone really wanted you here." I smiled back. I guess they did. I sat near the front, the sun warmed my back, students filed in, dressed in caps and gowns. No one noticed me, not yet. But I saw everything. Then I heard it, my dad's voice, low, sharp, talking to a staff member. That voice could silence a room. He looked around, eyes scanning, looking for a problem. The usher came back. "Ma'am, can I confirm your name?" I handed her my ticket. She nodded and left. 2 rows ahead, Cassidy sat down with the other graduates. She looked the same, maybe a bit colder. I recognized her look. It was the one she wore when she was pretending everything was perfect. A professor passed me and paused. "Wait," he whispered, "you're Ren Holloway, Riverstone, right?" I smiled. "I read your paper on rural diagnostics, it's incredible." He said it loud enough for others to turn around. Across the courtyard, speakers crackled to life. Behind me, my father's voice got louder. "She's not supposed to be here." I didn't move. Let him search, let him panic. Because the girl they forgot wasn't sitting there. Only the woman. I paused, let it settle, then clicked. Next slide. A map of our rural health network. Dots marking forgotten towns. Silent clinics now pulsing with life. Hospital partnerships. Patient access. Outreach milestones. Click. A grainy photo, me, 6 years ago, soldering parts in a dorm hallway. No lab, no funding, no recognition. I scanned the room, trustees, students, deans. In the 3rd row, beside a junior professor, him, Cassidy's advisor. His eyes widened. He leaned toward her. "You didn't tell me she was your sister," he said, just loud enough for the mic to catch. Cassidy froze. Then, he turned back to me with the slightest smile. "Nice work, CEO." That was the moment. Not the ovation. Not the flood of messages from people who once ghosted me. Just that one sentence, from the one person Cassidy always chased approval from. A line she couldn't rehearse. A truth she couldn't claim. I didn't look at her directly. I didn't need to. I knew she was watching. And I knew my father was somewhere behind her, teeth clenched, fists tight. But I didn't speak. Because the truth had already spoken. And this time, it had a microphone. I slipped out the back. No reporters, no photos. Just the echo of applause, bouncing off the glass behind me. No compliments, no catered reception. I didn't need them. By the time I reached the hotel, my phone was buzzing. 37 unread messages. 6 missed calls. 1 text from my cousin, "Was that you on stage?" Dad nearly choked. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. A clip of the moment had already gone viral. "Nice work, CEO," reposted, quoted, captioned. And in every version, there I was. Alone at the podium. My name glowing behind me. I didn't tag the university. Didn't mention Cassidy. Didn't say a word. But I knew they saw it. Because hours later, Cassidy's graduation photo vanished from my father's Facebook page, replaced with a quote about staying humble. She didn't tag anyone either. No thank you to my amazing family. Just one filtered photo. No smile, no context. I never returned their silence with noise. But they heard me. In the halls where my name was never spoken. In rooms they never thought I'd re-enter. In whispers from professors, students, strangers, they said the name they buried. Ren Holloway. Not their mistake. Not their shame. Not their failure. Just a woman who stood tall, and didn't look back. Monday after the summit, my inbox lit up again. Not with VCs, not with press. Family. Not direct, of course. That would require accountability. These came dressed as curiosity. My second cousin, "Hey Ren, long time, any intern openings?" My dad's old friend, "Greg said you're in healthcare now, our son just graduated." And the boldest, Cassidy's boyfriend. We met once. He barely made eye contact. Didn't know Riverstone was yours. Impressive. Let me know if you ever build a legal team. No mention of Cassidy. No apology. Just recognition. Doors opening. The same ones they shut in my face a decade ago. I didn't reply to most. But I forwarded one to my assistant. Put this one on the not in this lifetime list. She replied with a thumbs up and a skull emoji. The irony? They once called me a dropout. Said I'd be lucky to keep a desk job. Now they were asking me for one. They didn't notice when I became their cautionary tale. But they'll remember the day I became their missed opportunity. And the best part? I never raised my voice. I just raised the bar. They didn't erase me with cruelty. They erased me with silence. Cropped photos, empty seats. Not violent, just quiet, intentional. Until even I questioned if I had ever been there at all. When I walked away, no fight, no final word, they acted relieved. Like the family had healed. So I let them believe that. Let them say, we haven't heard from Ren in years. As if I were a ghost. Not their daughter, not their sister. But the truth doesn't stay buried, not when it builds something real. This time, they couldn't hide behind silence. My name was on the screens. On the banners. In classrooms and conference halls. I never asked to be welcomed back. I just made sure everywhere they turned, I was already there. Not as the failure they whispered about, but as the woman they now had to Google. I never went back to the house. Not when my father sent word through a cousin. Something about letting the past go. He didn't mean apology. He meant damage control. I wasn't interested. There was nothing for me there. Not the peeling wallpaper. Not the shelf where my awards used to be. Not even the garden my mother once loved, now bitter and dry. But I did return. Just not the way they hoped. I returned in hospitals using our tech. In classrooms citing my research. In mouths that once looked past me. They couldn't rewrite me. Couldn't reshape me. Couldn't claim me. And that was the final gift. They buried me in silence. So I came back louder. Ren Holloway, CEO. Unforgettable. If you've ever felt invisible, cut out of family photos, left out of conversations, treated like a background character in your own story, this is for you. Tell me, when did you stop waiting for permission and start writing your own legacy? Drop a comment. You don't need anyone's approval to matter. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. And you definitely don't need to go back to the people who buried you to prove you've grown. Sometimes, becoming unforgettable is enough.